for us, and thus began our session as the Three Musketeers. Initially, we would go practice diligently on the piano in the basement of the dorm, then afterwards catch dinner or breakfast, or a breakfast that turned into lunch as we sat around in the dining hall. But eventually the practices became fewer and fewer, and the breakfasts became more frequent and longer, and soon we were fast friends for the remainder of our time. Now, my freshman floor, which Island was another prominent member, adopted Ben from this college banished him to those cinder blocks called the Chokes. And we were high and lofty on the 4th floor in what I think was the best dorm rooms, the best hall of all time. So we gladly adopted Ben. And, I don't know, I think he slept in the common room a few times. He was couch surfing long before wandering around the AT. But the terms went by, years went by. Ben and I stuck around in many of the same groups, continuing in the marching band and glee club, and eventually getting roped into joining Phi Tau and meeting the rest of these folk. And the Dartmouth has the D-plan system, in which they endeavor to make sure you never spend more than 2 terms in a row with anyone you know. So basically, most of our sophomore and junior years, the entirety of our junior year, we were sent to the far-flung corners of the world. When Ben was measuring rocks in the Grand Canyon, and then I was off to go fight jaguars down in Costa Rica, and then Ben was off to go walk mile after mile and mile and mile and 500 and 500 more, and then double that again, and meet other interesting characters like our esteemed Serge over here. But throughout this, I was very glad and honored to be able to stay in such close touch, whether it was writing letters or arranging phone calls from whenever we would hit a field station with Wi-Fi. However tired and grubby would make time to get that letter, maintain that contact. And it was overall this time I was so honored to continue getting to know better, first primarily Ben, and then when Hannah became a greater part in Ben's life, getting to know Hannah even better than I did when we first joined Phi Tau. And now that continued on even after graduation. I was down in New Zealand scouting out their honeymoon trip, giving them a long list of all the different great hikes that now that Ben has conquered or is planning to conquer, all these long trails on North America. You have to go all the way down to the southern hemisphere to get more thrills. So I'll certainly be glad to continue feeding them information and hearing all about how those adventures go. And as Alex said in his touching tribute during Coffee House, one of the great things about Ben and Hannah is how they complement each other and push each other, both each other and all of those who are lucky enough to be called their friends, to improve themselves, to expand. Ben certainly pushed me to try to be cleaner in our dorm rooms, and when we were heading off on hikes, but also everything from personal aspects to when going on bike rides and hikes. Ben would push me to go faster, but then also wait to make sure I was coming along so that we could finish as a strong group, whether it was pouring rain or it was getting dark and the winds were getting to blow and we were still miles from home. We would continue on, whether I had sent us off down the wrong trail in the middle of a skiing expedition on Moosilauke, and we'd have to trust trail angels who gave us free socks and mold something to get us home again. Ben would stick with me, stick through and make an adventure of it that we can laugh at years later, however cold it may have been in the time. And Hannah also would seek to spread the joy in art in basically every aspect that I have known you, whether it's decorating for a party or just spreading random acts of art and costuming around campus just to bring an extra little sparkle of magic to those hallowed green halls. So truly it has been an honor, a privilege to know both of them, to have been able to get so close. So I invite you all to join me in the first of many toasts to the groom, to the bride, to a long and happy marriage full of adventures and magic. Skål.
That means you have to kiss.